I know my Irish ancestors did this. I know my Viking ancestors did this. This isn't a school camp. This is a rite of passage. We need to be embracing our boys and saying, hey, we're here for you. You're not alone.
They say toughen up and be a big man. That's all my brothers wanna become. Everybody's like an actor. What's it mean to be a real one?
What it means to be a man in New Zealand is changing. There are more of us talking about our feelings and being open about our lives. This is a 5-part series that looks at the issues affecting young men in New Zealand. I'm Philip, I'm from South Auckland, and I'm 20 years old. This is one for the boys.
When you the go, they don't want to smoke. I'm Tom Brady, watch me win one more.
When did we become a man? For me, it was when my dad gave me family jewelry when I was 18. For others, it's sinking a yardie or getting a wooden key at your 21st.
You might want to say a few
Up until 1970 in New Zealand, 21 was the age where you became legally independent from your parents. And even now, the 21st is one of our main rites of passage. But is 21 too late? This episode is a little different. We travel down to Whangaroa Raglan to meet Tiaki Coates from Poutama Rites of Passage. Using Mātauranga Māori, over the next 4 days, Tiaki and his mentors will guide a group of 14 and 15-year-olds through challenges and conversations on a journey to become young men.
This isn't a school camp. This is a rite of passage. And a few times some of these boys have said, man, I'm really liking this camp. I'm like, it's a rite of passage. It's not a camp.
Most of it, I just wanted to be with like the boys, having fun, you know, do some activities, have fun, but changed my mind.
I know my Irish ancestors did this. I know my Viking ancestors did this. You know, I know all our Indigenous ancestors that live close to the land in community did this. They initiated their young people into adulthood.
But for a lot of these boys, the journey to manhood is made more complicated by not having their fathers in their lives.
It's been pretty hard because sometimes I need that male, guidance and stuff and support.
When I was sitting there one time eating some cereal, big bangs on the door, police come in and take my dad away from me, and that filled me with anger. One go, I've never been so angry in my life. I felt like pain. I used to get bullied a lot, and there wasn't a father figure at the house to talk about it with and to get me strong.
This is Wāhi Tapu. This is the space where we will come in wānanga. And in wānanga, this is where we share. And if we can, be as open and honest as possible, remembering that this is a safe space that we create.
Tama often tune out when we start giving advice, and what they need is just to hear some real stories, some real lessons, our own life lessons.
For the longest time, father meant monster. His whole face was just flooded with rage. And the hard thing is that in my mind, right, I was like, this is what you do. I became almost the exact same thing. Yeah, and I worked really hard to turn that around, to be a loving father to my children, to learn how to love a woman.
Hearing all of the stories and everyone, all their mistakes and how they've overcome that to be a better man. I look up to that. You guys are my role models. And I was trying to be like yous.
We need to be embracing our boys and saying, hey, we're here for you. If you need us, come to us. You're not alone. And hey, we went through some stuff too, and we can tell you a little bit about that. And we got through it. And we want you to get through it, and we can help.
It's just mind-blowing that they've got similar experience and they're one of your best friends and you didn't know that about them until now. I'd like to be a humble, caring, kind, loving and strong man.
Tihi.
I would like to be a respected man, and a man that people can trust. And to do that, I need to not be ruled by my emotions. And like, that's what I inspire to be. Like, I want to be strong,
Yeah.
but I also want to be nice and caring.
And I'm a little bit the same. I grew up really admiring the tough guys. I don't know, as I got older, I just found that softening my nature was a really critical thing. And I've been able to teach that to some of my bros as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that tough mentality, that staunch mentality can really get you stuck in some holes.
In life, we can assume different roles, take on different identities, and we could consider them our masks. And for a lot of these boys, it's not just the mask of boyhood or childhood. You know, there might be a number of other masks that they've put on over the last few years or their entire life that they may be ready to let go of, to wash away.
Here you're surrounded by brothers who support you to take off any masks that have become rigid, hard, barriers to your genuine identity. Beneath all your masks lies your authentic and original self, the true beauty of your unique tinana and tuakiri, your wairua.
My heart, I felt the whole world stop, and I felt like everything was on me. Like my ancestors looking down on me, being proud of me. Even seeing my mum and my dad, I could feel them. I knew that they were there.
This is a marker for them between boy and young man.
Of your brothers to take off their masks. Wash away the tama, wash away the boy.
We've been calling them boys over the last few days, and tama. And after that, we'll be encouraging the men, and we'll still probably call them boys, but to now start calling them young men. I feel like a lot of these boys that are here, many of them without fathers, they've got these deep wounds around fatherhood, around masculinity, around manhood. And I hope that they can come through something like this and something changes. A shift in perspective, a shift in understanding, that they can then take the steps to becoming the kind of man and the kind of father that they want to be.
I don't want to be like my dad. I want to be a better man than he was and be there for my kids.
Yep.
Yeah. And bring like aroha to the world.
Yeah.
That'll be me.
And I would even say the suppression of our femininity as well as men. Because in Te Ao Māori, it's te taha tāne and te taha wahine is all in us. But one is being suppressed. And the other is kind of in this hyper form. So we're super imbalanced and unhealthy.
You're the main man. You've always been there for me. And I love you, G.
Happy birthday. Love you, G. Just want to let you know I'm always there for you. Got your back.
Their ancestors were wise, you know, they were wise. And for them to feel that pride and that mana in themselves as they become from a Māori boy to a Māori man, and that they don't continue that stereotype of we once were warriors, you know? That we are this culturally poor, uncivilized lot. We once were tender lovers, you know? We once were gardeners. We once were community builders. You know, we once were peacemakers. We once were great voyagers. we're reweaving this safety net in our community of mentors that can catch our boys, you know, hold our boys when they need it, that can be on the street and say, kia ora, bro, I see you, you know, I care about you, brother. So our boys never feel like they're stuck, at least not for too long. There's mentors and there's men that mothers can call when their teenage boys don't want to listen anymore to their mothers. Because man, there's a lot of mothers, but not so many fathers, not so many solid men for our boys.
I've not gone from a boy to a man, but I feel like I've gone up like stages.
Yeah, nice. Up
doing
the
this.
potama, eh?
Yeah,
At a new level.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, me too. And I think we'll both just continue on our journey, eh?
Yeah.
Up and up and up. Up and up and up.